Today, I'm building an AI company with CEO, CTO, software engineer, QA engineer, and security engineer. Then putting them to work to build a complete application end to end. Let's see how good an AI engineering team really is. This is the final application, a CRM dashboard. Users can securely log in, input hundreds of leads directly through CSV files, organize them through a sales pipeline, search and filter customers, track follow ups, and manage opportunities from one dashboard. But here's the important thing, none of this was built by a single AI agent, it was built by an AI company. The tool I will be using today to build our AI company is Paperclip AI. Think of it as an operating system for an AI organization. Instead of running one giant agent, Paperclip lets you create departments, reporting structures, responsibilities, and workflows like a real company. Every employee has a defined role. Every task flows through managers, and every decision follows a chain of responsibility. That's exactly what we are going to build today. Let's get started. We can install Paperclip with just one command. Just go to this Paperclip website, and if you scroll down, you can see this quick install command. We will copy this command and you can paste it in your terminal and run it. This command will install all the prerequisites, install Paperclip, and takes you directly to setting up your first AI company. This is what you will see after your Paperclip installation is complete. I will select build a new company. Let's give it a name, say Force, and hit next. Now we need to give a mission statement to our company. The mission statement should be a high level goal for your team. This is what I would give. Build a production ready CRM dashboard MVP. The application should allow sales team to securely manage customer leads, import leads through CSVs, organize opportunities into a visual sales pipeline, and track customer interactions. The solution must be production ready, threat tested, and security reviewed before being considered complete. And I would confirm my mission. For the first agent of our AI company, let's go with the name as Chief Executive Officer. Hit next. For this agent, I will be using Hermes as a backend adapter. So I'll select Hermes model. Let's keep it default for now and test it. Yes, it's working. Alright, let's get started. I don't want this agent to hire AI employees on its own. I want to build my own organization structure and then start working on our CRM application. So let's hire our other team members. First, let's create a CTO. And for our CTO also, we will be using Hermes agent. Let's go with Hermes officer. Let's give it a name and title. It should be CTO, reports to CEO, trust standard, okay. Minimax, thinking effort, let's keep it auto. Let's enable the heartbeat interval and I will keep it 300 seconds. Let's test our agent. Alright, it's working well. Let's create it. Awesome. We just hired our CTO. Next, we will create our software engineer agent. Create new agent. Configure runtime manually. And for our software engineer agent, we would go with Codex as a backend adapter. This will be software engineer. Let's go with the title as well as software engineer. This is Engineer reports to CTO standard codex. For model, would go with GPT 5.5. Thinking of it, let's keep it as auto. Let's enable the heartbeat, and also let's enable the search capability. Now let's hit create. Alright, our software engineer agent is created. Similarly, I have created a QA engineer and a security engineer agent. So this is our org chart. We have a CEO who manages literally everything. Under CEO, we have a CTO who manages and delegates engineering tasks to three specialist agents: a software engineer, QA engineer, and a security engineer. Each agent has its own agents.md and soul.md files, where I've mentioned their role, responsibilities, rules, and the mission. I will be sharing all these files. You can find link for these files in the description. For our software engineer, I've installed a custom skill, the Cloud Code's front-end design skill, so that our software engineer agent creates modern UI designs. To install a custom skills, go to skills, then click on new and import from path or URL. Next, click on browse skills.sh. So this is the repository for all the skills. Here you can find your any of your skill. Just copy the skill install command and paste it over here. In this way your skill will be installed. Just navigate to your skill, and if you click on add to agent, here you can select the agents in your company to whom you want to apply the skill. Alright, now that our company is assembled, let's create our first project. Let's give it a name as CRM dashboard application. Next, we'll attach the goal, and let's give a description to the project. Next, we need to add a workspace for this project. You can either add a GitHub repository or a folder from your local file system. I have created a directory in my local file system which I would use for this project. When you create a new company in Paperclip, it automatically creates a workspace for that company, and I will be creating this project's workspace inside the directory. So this is the CRM dashboard folder that I have created. Also, you need to initiate Git inside this folder in order to use it as your project's workspace. So that's all, and I will create project now. Awesome. Our project is created. And now we will create our first task. I will assign this first task to a CEO agent. For the title of the task, I would just give CRM dashboard MVP. And in the task description, I have given detailed instructions on what I want in my initial MVP. I've listed all the features like user authentication, importing leads using CSV files, lead validation and duplicate detection, pipeline stages, dashboard metrics, searching and filtering. The website should be responsive. So let's create a task. The CEO is now analyzing the product requirements. It isn't generating code, it's thinking like a business leader. What departments are needed? What should happen first? Which work can happen in parallel? What needs approval before the next phase begins? The CEO is working on generating a plan, and it just created a plan and is asking for our approval. I am approving the plan. So now the product vision is clear, the roadmap is approved, but nobody has written a single line of code yet, because before engineers start building anything, someone needs to design the system. That's where the CTO comes in. The CTO starts working on drafting a technical architecture based on the product requirements provided by the CEO. And all other implementation and testing tasks won't start until the technical architecture is finalized. Alright, our CTO has created a technical architecture for our application. It has full details on tech stack for front end and back end, a database schema, API specs, deployment strategy, security requirements, and a bunch of other things. Alright, now that the technical architecture is designed, the software engineer has started working on its first implementation task. It has started scaffolding the project. Once the implementation is done, the QA engineer writes unit tests and also performs the regression testing. Then the security engineer checks for any security bugs or vulnerabilities. And all these tasks aren't marked as completed until the CTO has reviewed and approved it. Alright, all the tasks that CEO had created are completed. Let's see what we got. You can securely log in, and this is the dashboard page. The dashboard page definitely needs some improvements. It looks very cramped, the spacing is inconsistent, the content doesn't really look that good. Okay, let's get a task for UI enhancements. So this is the task for making UI enhancements. I'm adding a detailed description with the fixes that I want and acceptance criteria. Let's create it. After a few more fixes, this is what I got. Users can securely log in. It starts with an empty board. You can add leads by clicking on this new lead button. For adding a single lead, you can just fill up this form. And if you want to add leads in bulk, you can just import a CSV file. I will be importing this CSV file. It has a few leads data. If you want to know how I generated this leads data, you can watch this video linked in the top right corner where I show how to automate your lead generation process. I will click on choose CSV and select my file. Alright, the leads are added. You can see the leads data by clicking on them. You can see the total number of leads, the full pipeline value, and also you can see the value of our leads per column. You can move the leads around and you can see the value for these columns are also updating. Search also works. You can even toggle the view to list. And that's a CRM application MVP, totally built by AI agents using Paperclip. What impressed me the most wasn't that the AI wrote the code, it was how the work flowed through the organization. The CEO focused on the product, the CTO led the engineering team, and the three specialist agents, the software engineer was working on implementation, QA was working on testing, and security engineer was focused on securing our application. That's a workflow that feels surprisingly close to how real engineering team works. Now, to set realistic expectations, Paperclip isn't magic. It's not a tool where you type one prompt and expect a production ready SaaS application to appear. Like any engineering platform, it takes thoughtful setup. You will get much better results for choosing the right models for each role, refining your agents.md and soul.md files, adding domain specific skills, and continuously improving your team's workflow. The good news is that the Paperclip team is actively developing the workflow and it's improving rapidly. All the prompts and agents.md and solo.md files for all the agents are linked below in the description. If you face any issues while setting a paperclip, just drop a comment, I can help you with it. If you found this helpful, hit the like button and subscribe for more. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.